All right, this is Coach Selby here with Stretch Expert. And today's question is a good question. What causes rotator tears? Well, if you look, the shoulder to me is very, very complex. It's one of the most complex joints in the body, second to the knee or first to the knee, however you want to look at it. It's a very complex. This is the posterior part of the shoulder. And this is the anterior part of the shoulder, the front, and this is the posterior part of the shoulder. So what happens with rotator tears is basically the head of the humerus gets forced forward, okay? It gets forced forward. And so when the shoulder, I always think of Dwayne Wade when he dislocated his shoulder in that it was a basketball game a couple years ago. Basically, he just stuck his arm out, and because of the angle at which his arm was hit, it pushed his humerus. It pushed the head of the humerus forward, and it totally popped out. Then from there, basically what happens is the muscles can't maintain that, and they tear. And so that's basically what Dwight Howard is going through right now as well. It's a force on the tissue where it pulls the joint out of the socket. Okay? Now, the other thing about rotator tears that I find fascinating is that it's 20 different players. It's not just one player. I mean, let's look. You got supraspinatus, infraspinatus, you got teres major, teres minor, you got the biceps, you got the triceps, long head, lateral head, medial head. Then you have the supraspinatus tendon, you have the biceps, you have the short head of the biceps, you have the pectorals that are players. My goodness, you just have so many players. Okay? You have so many players that when they're, again, the same thing with the shin splint. Any muscle imbalance, really, it's an imbalance. And so what we teach is that you not only open up the joint's range of motion, but then you go in and you strengthen, micro strength train every single one of those joints. So inside Stretch Club, again, we really go into the details of how to protect your shoulder, how to rehab your shoulder. I was talking to a shoulder specialist, and he said something I thought was interesting. There are 650 movements that take place in the shoulder in a millisecond. 650 movements that take place in a millisecond. So the way to avoid injury in the shoulder is to make sure that all those 20 muscles are really, really taken care of so that you don't have to deal with a tear. Because a tear is a result of, one, like the front of the muscle being stronger than the back can't maintain, boom, pops, it's all over. John Madden action. So anyway, that's why we have shoulder rotator tears. Check us out at stretchninja.com. We'd love to have you be a part of the family. And I'm out of here. Later.